Great. Feel free to get started.
Okay, terrific. Over to congratulations for Viaplay's Trom.
Thank you. Thank you. Have we talked before on another location?
You know what? I believe we have. But I couldn't recall what we have.
Yeah, your face seems familiar to me.
Oh, maybe I just have that familiar face.
No, well, no. Okay, well, but thank you, man. Yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is such a thriller itself, but I want to hear it from you. Is what initially attracted you to this series that you want to be a part of?
Story first and foremost. I like this genre. I like the crime. I like the who's done it. I think there's but I definitely also like the idea it would be shot at the Faroe Islands, in the Faroe Islands, because I've never been there before. So I thought, just on a very selfish level, I thought, oh, that'd be great to go there. I always wanted to go, but I just never did. So, and it's their own first proper production, and I thought it'd be fun to participate in that, to launch that, and something new, something different. So yeah, it was. And I know the director, I know the editor, and so I thought the package was good all the way through.
For the Faroe Islands itself, because I'm unfamiliar with the Faroe Islands, and I was actually amazed to even know that so many things could happen in such a small location. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, that's they have, in real life, they have also their problems with crime, and like in any other place, it's just scaled down. But it's not like they have drugs, they have suicides, they have whatever they have. It's if you go there, you can. I mean, the island is in the nature is so strong. It's you can imagine just a few years back when they didn't have all the tunnels, and and the weather is crazy up there. Every quarter of an hour it changes into something else. It would have been a very hard life up there. And I think over the years, over the decades, of course it affects the people and the way they are and the way they deal with life, I guess, because to this day, when somebody dies, it's on the radio. They announce this person has now died, and you see you go on graveyards, they're 50, 40 because they, fishermen, and, so it's I don't think it's a very romantic life up there. So it's very hard, and death is definitely a part of it, and you can see that in the nature of it. I mean, this is the funny thing with cinematography, because it looks fantastic, and it is fantastic, but up there is even more. But it's also you feel that you can't photograph it, basically, because it's around you, like it's like a pillow or like a duvet or some, it's on you. And so it's so much more. And of course, that being from there, writing a story like this, it seeps out through his pen into the story, even though it's a familiar genre, and that makes it special. I think and it's it's definitely no, you say, but you think it's just a set of rocks, but it's not. It's a very spiritual place. It's also a very religious place, just in general, very Christian. But it's definitely, if you go there, I'm sure you would not have a ball. I mean, you could have a ball. They drink a lot and they party a lot, which is fun. But it's all the way, it's like, I can imagine going in the desert in America, for a Native American, for instance, you go and there's some areas, there's some places that just have a spirit to it, and they go there. You as a foreigner, or me as a foreigner, tourist, you go like, what's so special here? It's just vast. It's just a rock somewhere, But there are these places that just, definitely is a spirit. It's a character on its own. and it has an attitude on its own, and an opinion on its own that you cannot. You can live with it. You can't fight it. You know.
Well, I'm glad you spent some time there, but let's discuss about your character, Hannis here. What do you love about playing this character, and how you want to approach? Because he's a journalist, but yet it's almost like he's playing detective work at the same time. As a quote from the series, anyone could be a detective. Everyone's a detective.
Yeah, but his work is to find out stuff. He's an investigating journalist. So there's a huge amount of detective work in that. Only he doesn't have the authority to do anything about it. If you're a police officer, you can get a warrant, you can go in, you can search stuff. He doesn't have that, so he takes matters in his own hands. And so that's a definite difference with him. And what would your question was?
It's basically like how do you like playing the character, and you wanted to approach somebody like that?
Yeah, no, it's fun, first of all, and a lot of the things are just very technical. They're given in the scenes, and then they're but it's fun. He's kind of a bad guy in the ways that he doesn't go by by the rules. He does what he wants in order to find out stuff. Those guys are always fun to play. It's just fun.
I find your character like very persistent to solve something with a woman that he didn't have quite met before.
Right. I had never met her before. No, the daughter. Yeah, no, I didn't know the. Yeah, that's true. For sure. And persistence and drive is always good in a character. To play, because every moment has to have. There's no easy moments. There's everything has to be filled with the drive, the direction, the focus, so you can never just sit on a bench and just relax. Everything he thinks all the time. How can he, and also because he's faced with the past and, the daughter that he didn't have, his brother who gives him shit, his old friend / enemy, Ragnar, who's now in charge of the whole island, and their past and so everything is just you can't hide in the Faroe Islands, even though you have all that nature. People know where you are, who you are, and what you do. And I spoke to some some of the people, some of the extras, some who helped out. They say that's for them the most frustrating bit. You're not anonymous. Everybody knows who you are, what you do, and they'll also have an opinion on you. And it's a very strict community / tend to be old fashioned, and also so and there were quite some that was to them the most sort of annoying bit. There's that woman's theory that I talked to said this is why people leave, just to be able to breathe, so it's it's a complex place. I think smaller places can be tough as well. You see, New York is big, and it's you can hide, but you can also be lonely. But yeah, you can hide, but you can also be lonely. But smaller places, it has the same thing. You're lonely because you can't hide. That's I don't know where the sweet spot is for for a place to live. Because. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting place. You should definitely go. If you have the opportunity, definitely go.
I think I definitely will. And one more thing, Ulrich, is this being out on Viaplay, and I've seen the few Scandinavian, Nordic series, and they always have like this mystery, this conspiracy, this type of stuff. For being from the region, well, what is the fascination with all this conspiracy and mystery that you guys love over there?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't invent that genre. The mystery's been there forever and ever, hasn't it? The crime mystery. Yeah, but what we do here, what we're good at over the years, for many years in Denmark, because of the restrictions of the money that we have to make films. We compared to Hollywood and America and bigger bigger countries with more money. You know, we have the family. That's what we have. You know, and when we have these family stories, you know, and then so in our crime, we always have a family story as well. You know, it's a family that deals with stuff, you know, and but so that maybe that makes them, you know, a little different than just the average crime story, you know. Good, yeah, I mean, I don't see that Denmark has you know, a patent on that kind of storytelling. You know, somebody invented the Nordic Noir, which I think was a journalist who found that, and now it has become a genre. It's become a thing. I'm not even sure quite what it is that's so different. You know, but definitely it's the something has to do with the average. You know, it's you know. In a Hollywood production, you have, you know, the lead woman be very attractive, very, you know, well dressed and very everything, you know. But here they're wearing a sweater or something, you know, and so it becomes a little more low key, I guess. It's a strange one, Nordic Noir, yeah, because it's not really noir what they call noir is not really noir. Mm. Which is the you know, the 50s shading, the Chicago, LA, New York, you know, the femme fatale and the, you know, the private eye. It's but no, it's a good selling point at least now.
Well,
like Darkness back in the day.
You guys are good at what you guys do, so that is for certain. Well, thank you very much for speaking to me about Trom, and you know, with this space, I will remember us meeting at least this time, right?
Good. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.